Hi, it's Steph here from Chaos in the Craft Room. Today I've decided to take part in Kendra's card challenge number 5. And this is a card challenge where you make 15 cards with 6 pieces of pattern paper. So I'm really excited to take part in this challenge because I have lots of pattern paper, but sometimes just not sure what sort of cards to make. So really looking forward to this, and hopefully this inspires you to take part as well. So if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up or subscribe to see future videos, and let's get started. I decided to use the Fine and Sunny Kaiser Craft paper pad, and these are 6.5 inch by 6.5 inch. So I did have to trim off 1/2 inch on each side, but that was easy to do. And I just love the paper here, and the colors are so much fun. So I chose which papers to use for which designs and wrote on the back as per Kendra's instructions. And I've just got one of the pages here to show you. I highly recommend you follow the little scissors which show you exactly where to make your first cut. And as I made the cuts, I wrote on the back of the piece of paper what card number it goes to, as she's written on the guide here. So highly recommend you double measure before cutting. I did make one incorrect cut, but lucky for me, I had another of the same type of paper, so I could fix that error. But if not, you can always use some plain paper to replace it. So this is card number 1, and as you can see on the layout example, there's some black sections, which is the paper that you can use with plain paper. And I highly recommend, once you've chosen the paper that you are going to use of the pattern paper, that at the same time you also choose a lot of matching plain coloured paper that can complement your pattern paper really nicely. And one benefit of using a paper pad like I have is that it does come with a lot at the end of the paper pad. It does come with a lot of extra embellishments and things that you can use for sentiments. So if you don't have too many supplies, it's nice and easy. And for this card, Kendra does say that you can actually flip the direction of the card. So I chose that for this card and thought it looked really nice to make it nice and simple, and just cut out a little die cut of one of my favorite old mirror borders from ND Craft Dies. I found Kendra's layout designs really easy to follow and really enjoyed this process and had a lot of fun with it. One of the other papers that came in the paper pad was actually some cute little birds and birdhouses, so I decided to just fussy cut them out as well and use them in this card as the colours matched perfectly. So for card number 4, I found there was already a lot going on, so I didn't want to add too much to it. I just really wanted to add a simple sentiment, which this one was from the Reverse Confetti Simply Sentiment stamp set. So for card 5, there was a bit more of a simple card with only one piece of pattern paper. So it was a great opportunity to start adding a few more elements to the card. And I added the Vicky Bolton stamp with the cute little bird, which is one of my favorites, as well as a cute little banner and the leaves as well. And that's what I really like about this card challenge, is that you can add many more elements onto it, and Kendra gives you quite a lot of freedom in what you can do. So it does make the whole creative process a lot of fun, but at least there's a bit of guidance there with what to do. So for card number 6, I was really trying to think, what can I do where those little black circles are on Kendra's layout? And for this card, I decided to add a few little flowers and a ladybug. So for the next card, Kendra actually says that the background, which is not the pattern paper, actually needs to be embossed or a stenciled area of any pattern. And you can see how I actually wanted to use some pattern paper, some different pattern paper in my background. So instead of actually stenciling it, I embossed in gold writing "Happy Day" and "Yay," because it was perfect for my card. So that was the way that I incorporated that in that card. So for card number 8, I kept it nice and simple and really just stamped an extra sentiment onto the card. So by the time we got to card number 9, I really thought we've used a lot of bows already, and my skills for tying bows are not perfect as of yet. It's definitely something I need to work on, but so I decided in this card I was actually going to use one of my dies, which represents a bow, and this is really just from Impression Obsession dies. It's a cute little bow and a great way to add on the bow onto the card. On the next card design, I decided to cut out the inner circle and create a bit more texture and dimension to this card, which was a lot of fun. And for this card, I have just accidentally left off the very backing piece of paper, which I will add on at the very end. For this example, I kept it quite simple, but I know Kendra and some others have turned these ones into shaker cards as it's the perfect layout for that. And you can just use some vellum in the background where I use the dark green, but I use my wooden butterflies to add on a bit of dimension to that card. Now this pattern paper I thought was really busy, so I wasn't quite sure what to do, but I fussy cut from the same paper pack some cute little houses, and that way the colour scheme remained the same. For the next card, I decided we've got the 3 dots up in the top corner, and I thought rather than making them all dots, I would incorporate a love heart, and I actually used the liquid glass from close to my heart to add those dots. So careful not to touch them straight away as they do take a little while to dry. And sometimes I just love making cards which aren't for a specific occasion. And that way I always have a handmade card ready to go. And by this time it is getting quite late. It does take quite a lot of time to cut everything out. So apologies for my lighting getting a little bit darker there. For card number 15, I thought there was a lot of competing patterns. So I ink blended around the edges with just some brown ink to give it a bit of a vintage style look. And it turned out really nicely in the end. So that's another way you can use your pattern paper without having to swap it for plain paper as an alternative. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed this video. Thanks Kendra for the challenge, and I really look forward to seeing everyone else's submissions and looking forward to the next challenge as well. So please hit the subscribe button if you want to see future videos, or hit the like if you enjoyed this video. And I can't wait to see you next time. Take care. Bye.